You know something, Germain? I've been hearing something in my head all day long,
Yeah, what's that?
and I think I finally figured out what it is. You know what it is?
What is it? Uh-oh. Wow, you remember the song.
I remember the song.
This is amazing. Ow, ow. All aboard that boat. Yeah, man. That's my first theme song ever.
How are you, man?
I'm doing well. How you been?
It's good to see you, bud. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. I was trying to get a background up here. I was going to put my character on.
I don't even know. Like, do you still watch wrestling?
I didn't for a long time, but I'm back.
Are you?
Oh yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, it's good again.
You look good. You look like always.
Ah, you too. We didn't age, right?
Hopefully,
right?
We both got kids now. That kind of changes things, right?
It does.
Yeah.
And hey, how's it going?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Joel.
Joel, how you doing?
It's good to meet you.
This is Germain. As you can probably tell, I've known Germain a long time. And during this, I'm probably going to call you JQ sometimes because that was always
for sure.
I just always called you JQ.
That's fine, totally.
So, but you look exactly the same because like every now and then I would see pictures of you on Facebook and like you grew your hair out a bit and
I did. Literally, dude, 2 minutes ago I was shaving my head. Like
really?
Yeah, that's why I was late. I
do that myself now. See that? I also shave my head now.
I see that, man. I see that.
And you're in Saskatchewan now?
I'm in Regina, Saskatchewan. Dude, I live like 2 hours from Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, I was gonna joke with you, but so do you guys have brunch every weekend, you and Brock?
Yeah, we do. We're not supposed to talk about it though. I don't know if I can bring it up.
Brock brings the elk. It's fresh.
Yeah,
brings the elk. Yeah, that he killed himself. Yeah,
exactly.
I assume you moved out there because of your wife. Is that why?
Yeah, we met long distance. I'm a camera guy, so we met in Saskatoon, and I saw her smile and I gave her my number. It was a weird thing because I was in a bad place at the time. I didn't think I was going to meet anyone, and I just tried. And then we were long distance for a long time. Lived in Toronto for about a year. Didn't fit. I love it out here. I'm so glad. Oh yeah, the pace is nice and slow. People are nice out here. Yeah, it's good. I just travel for work.
Yeah. Are you in the country out there?
When I first moved out here, I was like chopping down trees for firewood. Like it was like that. Yeah.
Wow.
It was legit. But no, we're in the city now.
Oh, you're in the city now.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And how are you doing health-wise? You look really good.
Thanks. Yeah. Cancer was fine. It was all right. I survived it.
Good.
Got a good new scar here, but I feel stronger now than before because before I was being sort of weighed down by something I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And then figuring it out and getting it cut out, and I feel better. I feel great.
Good. So you're fully good. What's that belt there back there? Did you steal that from me? Because I never did get all my belts back.
I know that's the ECW title.
That's the ECW title.
Oh, that's the ECW title. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted one of those forever.
Yeah, and not the WWE's ECW.
No, the old school.
Yeah. Can you not find them online like eBay?
I think WWE Shop actually sells those classic titles, the classic ECW title too.
Okay. Does it have a WWF logo on it somewhere?
I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
It probably does. Yeah, this one does not. This is like ECW. You want me to take it down? I'll take it down.
I see the Ebony Express thing back there. Look at that.
Yeah, there's the jersey. WrestleMania X8.
I've got one of those jerseys. Yeah.
Did you talk to anybody from back in the day?
Man, it's been a while. I never really talk a lot about it, but I've struggled with depression over the years, so that's kind of gotten in the way of relationships. And I feel like when I left wrestling because I felt like I just couldn't handle being.
You damn sure did.
I was the worst. I was pretty. I'm in a much better place now than I was then. I went through some stuff. I don't know. I didn't talk to people about it, so I think that confused a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're back. You look like the old JQ Public.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, you do. It's like you're ready to take a bump or two.
Maybe we should set up for a match. You and I still have not had a match. So
I wanted to be the guy that booked the match. I didn't want to be the guy in the match.
Right. Oh, this background thing isn't working for me.
Just if it does,
just turn it off.
What is it that you want to put up there?
I was gonna I'm in a bad spot in my universe here. Let me just.
That's from one of the games?
Yeah. Here. All right. Do this. Don't worry. I'll be set up in a second here.
All right.
So you got all your news stories lined up?
I got everything ready to go. And I'll tell you a funny thing about Joel. So Joel, when Germain and I met back in 90, what was it, 8 or 99, somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there.
And when we met at a wrestling gym in, I think, Burlington, I think. And when we got talking, it turned out we both lived on Davisville Avenue.
Yeah, like we could walk. It was just right there. It was so
right
cool.
down the street.
Yeah,
So
right.
there was one time, so I have an office at Young and Egg, and there was one time that the guy that runs Fightful, Sean Rossap, we were going to do some stuff, and he goes, you should hit up Joel, because Joel's in Toronto. So one day I was going to do something, and hit up Joel, and I said, hey, do you mind coming up sometime, Young and Egg, to do something? He's like, I'm at Davisville. So, and of course, Sean didn't know, like, he didn't know the geography, but it was pretty crazy. So
That's cool. That's cool. You're so close. I like your Mysterio mask back there.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, there's that one, and then there's a La Parka mask.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Parka classic. Wow, nice.
This webcam is like my shitty just hanging out webcam. There's an SLR somewhere that actually frames everything properly. But yeah.
So
Okay.
Germain is like a legitimate cameraman.
Yes.
Works with, like, tell him some of the stuff that you just did. He just did like Canada's Got Talent.
Yeah, I did Canada's Got Talent just like not even a week ago. Did the Junos. Basically, I flew to Toronto for the Junos.
Okay.
I had so much fun. I've been doing that since 2005. I've missed maybe 2 since then. And then when I was there, they're like, "Hey, do you want to do the Canada's Got Talent finale? Close-ups, super fun. I just love my job. The musical is just. Do you watch CGT at all?
So Stacey K,
Yeah.
who was one of the finalists, her drummer Jim and I worked on a cruise ship together before COVID. So Jim and I are still pretty good friends, and he was working with her throughout that whole CGT process. It was
that's great.
pretty wild. So I haven't seen the show, but like I kept up through Jim's updates. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, cool. Trish Stratus was there, Jimmy.
Right.
Yeah, did you talk to her?
I did not talk to her. I did not talk to her. It was, I don't know. I didn't want to be that. Hey,
guy.
I used to be a wrestler, and I just didn't.
I still need to get a question answered someday. I need to get a question answered. I don't know if you remember this. You remember I had my old site back in the day.
Yeah.
And there was one day when Trish came back from injury. I can't remember what the injury was, but she came back from injury and she did a run-in on Raw. I think she saved Molly Holly, I think. And she had wrist tape on one of her wrists, and she wrote the letters JV on it. Do you remember that? Does that ring a bell?
I don't remember it as well as you remember it.
Well, of course. Well, the reason I remember is because the next day, because I had my old website still, the next day I had like 200 emails.
Yeah.
And everybody was convinced that the JV was for me. And obviously it wasn't. Obviously it wasn't. But I would love to know, what the fuck was the JV for on your, like, were you like a Johnny Valiant fan? Like, why the hell are you writing JV?
Maybe, yeah, Jimmy Valiant. Who knows? Maybe she's been following you, man. Maybe she's watching. She'll be watching today.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's a brand new. I don't know if you've been following it. Like, so this is a brand new channel.
Yeah.
And so I've learned from Fightful. It's going to take time, because with Fightful, I thought I was going to like expedite the process by buying a bunch of traffic. And that was a very expensive, stupid lesson that I learned. So with this one, I'm taking it slow. So it could be a year to get kind of where I want to go, but I'm gonna commit that time.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So you don't have the numbers you want, but we're heading somewhere.
It's brand new. It's literally been 4 weeks.
Wow.
So I don't really have any targets yet. I want to hit 1,000 YouTube subs. I think we'll do that probably by the end of June.
Nice.
But it's like brand new. I'm spending $0 in traffic because I learned from Fightful. So I'm spending $0 in traffic. So it's slow going, but it'll get there.
You know, it's good that you're able to put the time in and have all this content, because when it hits, people are going to go back and watch this stuff.
As soon as they find out, what's that, you at JQ Public on? Because you know damn well that when this is done, and just so you know, this isn't going to air till Tuesday, the 31st.
Okay.
When this goes up, I'm going to, you know that everybody now, like Mag follows me, and Custom Made Man follows me, and Tid and Tyrant. And all right, man, let's get
I'm a little
going.
under the weather, so I hope it's not going to be too bad if I blow my nose every once in a while.
Just mute yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
Just hit that mute button.
Yeah, mute when you do
there
it.
I
Am I gonna get some of that JQ Public personality on this?
No, I'm gonna. Hi.
Come on.
Hello.
Come on.
Hi.
So Joel, just so you know, so Germain, because I feel like I know Germain and I know JQ. And Germain can be kind of quiet, a little bit shy. You know, we used to hang out and play video games and stuff, and you'd be kind
He
of
used to
shy
kick my
sometimes.
ass all the time. Like I don't think I ever beat you. I don't think I ever beat you.
What was the game of choice? What
No Mercy in Mario Kart.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, it was No Mercy in Mario Kart. But when you get JQ Public in front of a crowd, Like he would go up to the hottest girl there, like the hottest girl. He would just stroll right up to her like nothing. And I always thought to myself, that's fascinating. It's like you hear the whole thing about like the camera comes on and that was you. Like that was totally. It was like a switch like that.
Yeah, the crowd adds to it. It's so amazing to have that energy of all these people who want to see you succeed or fail. They don't care what you do, but they want you to do something. And you go out there and you have them in the palm of your hand. It just the energy, the thing they say about like when you're down and that crowd starts cheering for you, it really does pick you up. It works.
Right. Yeah. The stories that we could tell. I'm not going to bog Joel down with too many stories. We could tell a lot of stories. You know, Brian Lee, that was a good one.
Oh yeah.
Matter of fact, Germain wrote about that in the magazine, Fightful magazine, about
awesome.
when he had to wrestle Brian Lee in large part because Germain was the biggest guy in the locker room. And they wanted Brian Lee being a giant to wrestle like a decent sized guy. So they picked Germain, and Germain was scared shitless.
I was slightly nervous. It was the first name match ever. So I didn't know what to expect. And he's a big dude, man. He played Evil Undertaker. So like big dude.
But he was cool. He was cool about everything. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So, all right.
Dude, imagine standing in the ring. I wrote this in the article anyway. Standing in the ring, and he's driving a Harley down to the ring. And he's big, huge dude, and we have, the match is all worked out, but it's like there's nothing to describe the moment of just waiting to get your ass kicked by someone famous. Super fun.
Yeah, he was a big dude. I remember he came up to me to ask me for loonies for the Coke machine, and he was a big fucking dude. Like, and Taker's bigger. You know what I mean? So that was interesting. All right, you ready to go? So you've seen. I think you saw a clip. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. All I'm saying between the two of you is that you can always throw some extra shit up on Select. There's always an opportunity to do something more long form for Select if people are into it. You know that.
So we've been using. So I don't know if Germain notices that we've been recording. So I've been using this stuff for outtake videos for the YouTube channel.
Right. Cool.
But maybe we will take a story here and there that are wrestling related and throw it on Select, and maybe we'll do that for fun. Select is the paywall for Fightful.
Okay.
And it's now the biggest in wrestling. We have like 6,500 subscribers, so it's gotten really, really successful.
Nice.
All right, story number 5 reported by The Sun.
Wait, I want to stop you there for a second. I know it's your show. You said that you wanted to tell me a story about Tid.
No, it was Bobby Roode. So Bobby
Roode, yeah.
Yeah, I used to book Bobby for shows quite a bit back in the day.
Yeah.
And there was one show, I believe it was in Concord, Ontario. And do you remember I used to bring Jim Duggan in a fair bit?
Yeah, good guy. Such a good dude.
Yep. So I brought Jim Duggan in for a show, and I had asked one of the guys that, got the chairs and stuff. I asked him to pick me up a 2x4.
Right.
And so he went and got me a 2x4, and he brought it to me at the start of the show, and Jim was busy. So I put it against a wall in the locker room where I had some stuff. I leaned it against the wall, and I thought later on when he's free, I'll get it signed. Later in the night, Bobby came up to me, just say, thanks, have a good night kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he was holding a signed 2x4. And I didn't think that much of it because I thought, I guess Bobby brought one too. I didn't think much of it. I go in the locker room to gather up my 2x4. It's gone. And then somebody said to me, was that yours? Bobby took that.
Wow.
And I was like,
well, and you haven't seen him since, right?
No, I don't. I think that's the last time I ever booked him.
Yeah.
Not because of the 2x4. Like I think he went to Impact right after that. I think.
Right. Yeah. Bobby was one of those ones that you just knew. I feel like I want to say out loud, I feel like if I had really put myself into it all the way, because I had my camera job at the same time, right? So I was doing both, and I couldn't get hurt wrestling and then not be able to do my day job. Like, I'm just being honest about it. I wasn't a top level superstar, but I feel like if I had put it all in, I could have been there too. I could have gone to Florida. I feel like I could have got close. Do you?
You had the personality. You had all of that. And you had some size. I don't want to go too far off the rails, but I am going to tell you another story, and then I'll probably just I'll take this out, maybe put it into an outtake.
Makes sense.
So now with Fightful, Sean Rossap now, he's pretty well known in the business now.
Yeah.
And a few years ago, he went to a conference in Vegas, and I wanted to go with him because I just wanted to see what it was like going to. I've been to a lot of conventions for my core business, but never for wrestling.
Right.
I wanted to go check it out, so I went with them, and they had I think it might have been StarCast or something, or WrestleCon. And we're walking through a casino, and like everybody's stopping Sean for selfies and stuff. And I'm like, boy, this is quite the scene. We get to the thing, and I look over at a table, and who's sitting at the table? Angelina Love.
Oh, cool.
And I
Cool.
hadn't seen her, Lauren. You and I have known her for
Yeah.
since she was
Oh
a
my
kid.
god, we knew Lauren before she had her first match when she was hanging out with us. 18
yeah.
years old, young, such a sweet girl.
And I hadn't seen her in forever, years.
Lauren, I miss you. I hope she's watching.
I might take this clip out and I'll send it to her. So I went over. I said to Sean, you know, I knew her when she was a kid. I want to go say hello, but I hadn't seen her in years. I walk over, and I'm thinking to myself, what can I say to try to jar her memory? Tyrant had told me that she had worked at a local show recently at the time. So she came in and did a local show, and Tyrant was on the show, and a couple other guys were on the show. So I went up to her and she looks at me and I go, have you been home lately? And she kind of like turns her head and looks at me, and I said, Tyrant told me that you did a show recently. And as soon as I said that, boom, she knew just like that.
Yeah.
And so we ended up talking for a bit, and she's done very well for herself.
She's
very
done
well.
so well. She was a sweetheart right from the very beginning, and I just, you know, there was a time, we don't talk now. You know, people drift apart, but at the time when she first started wrestling, she was like a little sister to me. I loved her so much. Been to her parents' house. She's just a good kid. Oh, here's one. We were in the Toronto Sun together. I was the Sunshine Boy.
I remember that. I remember that. I think didn't they put you in the back in black and they had her in color at the front?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
We did her Sunshine Boy and Girl shoot together back in the day.
I mean,
I'm really glad she did well.
I will tell you, like the business, obviously, it makes you grow up. Angel or Lauren or Angelina Love now is not the girl that she was when she was 18, because she's a grizzled veteran now.
Of course.
And when I was talking to her, I thought to myself, man, you are not that, you know, that bright-eyed, bushy-tailed 18-year-old anymore, because the business it's mature. You know?
Do you think it's been hard on her because being a woman in the sport? I mean, we've watched wrestling for a long time. I don't know if you do anymore, but I mean, back in the day, very hard on women. I think women had to do certain things that they don't have to do as much anymore.
Yep.
And I wonder if that sort of thing has rubbed her the wrong way along the way.
I don't know
Just
if it's.
like, she has not said anything like this to me.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say rubbed the wrong way, but I definitely know that she had opportunities in WWE that didn't pan out, and apparently there were certain people that might have been responsible for that. But I'm not gonna speak for her.
Right.
But it's also been like 20 years.
It's been 20 years. I'm a different person. Like you're talking about how, you know, I do have a very shy and quiet side, and maybe I'm still being a little more reserved than what I used to be as JQ. Life changes you. And so, yeah, I guess she's different. Well, I'm glad you got to see her again. Hopefully we can all get together at some point. We should do this and get everyone together.
And one of these days when you're in Toronto on a shoot, we'll grab dinner while you're in town.
I like it.
We'll do that.
Let's do it.
All right. All of this is going to be edited out of the podcast.
Okay,
and it's just
cool. I'm ready. Let's do this.
I'm looking forward to this, buddy, because I know you're going to be fun. So this is going to be fun.
I'm here. I'm just not on camera. So if you need me, you call me.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Invisible Man. Yeah,
you
cool.
Get it.
All right. We're done on the first part.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I guess I should have told you going in. So we do 7 of them on the main pod, and then the final 3 on the after show.
That slipped my mind. I was just having so much fun with it.
This is fun, right?
Yeah.
It is.
I'm really glad you asked me to do this, man, because I bought this microphone and camera for this, and I feel like I'm now going to. I'm open to
do
more
something. So, did you check out Grapsity?
No, I didn't.
So, remember I told you
was
these.
Thinking about it, yeah, they're talking from a black perspective, right?
Yes, and they've gotten a really. Joel knows if Joel's mic is on. They've gotten a really good reputation very quickly.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say too much because I don't know if it's my place to say it. You're familiar with AEW, right?
Oh yeah.
So the Grapsity guys, AEW released an album, a music album, and the Grapsity guys contributed to a lot of the songs on the album.
I see. Some of the AEW. What's his name? Perfect 10.
Sean Spears.
Yeah, Spears.
Yeah, we used to do shows in Niagara Falls back in the day.
Yeah. Who trained him again? Was it Derek Wild? I can't remember. Or
it might have. Yeah, it might have been Derek Wild.
Yeah, it might have been.
Diener. Cody Diener was one of the. I had a match with Cody Diener when I was 30, and he was 18, roughly.
Yep. Cody Steele.
Yeah, and that's when I was just like, I don't know if I can keep up with these kids anymore. That kid can fly.
Yeah, I talked to Cody recently because he wrote an article for the magazine.
Yeah,
and
he's on the cover of the one that I'm in.
Yeah, he was on one, and then we caught up a bit. Do you know Josh Alexander?
Josh Alexander, no.
So he's an Impact.
Okay.
And he, I don't know if he's in the U.S. yet, but he's moving to the U.S. He was based in just outside Toronto, so I asked him to come in for a podcast one day. So he came in, and then after we did the podcast, we were shooting the shit, and I'm throwing names at him like, do you know Dane Jarris? Because Dane Jarris is doing some promoting again, right?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like up in Northern Ontario. So I was like, do you know Dane? He fucking knew everybody. Like, I was like, do you know Chris Tidwell? Oh, yeah, I know Chris. Do you know the Tyrant Eric? Oh, yeah. And I said to him, how the fuck do I not know you?
He sounds maybe familiar, right?
So if you look up Josh, is he the Impact champion now, Joel?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's the Impact champion now, yeah.
Josh Alexander.
Yeah.
He's also, I think he had a little bit of time off too because of neck issues.
I think he lives in Milton, I believe. I think he lives in Milton.
Oh, I got a concussion in Milton once. Anyway.
All right, let's do 3, 2, 1. You ready?
Jimmy, you want some good news right now? It just came out.
What's the good news?
They moved Money in the Bank to the MGM Grand Garden Arena.
Are you kidding?
No.
Cool.
And announcing it today was probably the wrong time for the travelers.
Right. That's totally Nick Khan. That's Nick Khan 100%.
Yeah.
Do I have 1 second? I'm gonna grab. I didn't grab water. I should have water. I'm gonna get.
Do what you need.
That's Nick Khan, 1,000%. I'm going to be curious if this is a WrestleMania 7 where they say, oh, so basically there was a security issue at Allegiant Stadium.
Someone's already made the illusion.
Okay, there you go.
How long are we till Money in the Bank? That's I'm watching, but I'm behind.
I think next month.
Yes,
the
next month.
It's beginning. It's the beginning of July.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right, you ready to go, bud?
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay, Joel, you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I click the subscribe button. You really should too. If you like videos about real news stories that are funny, stupid, or weird, subscribe now.